I'm Ken Claridge. I'm 73 years old. I live in New Zealand and I live sometimes in the UK. Before I was retired, I was engaged mainly in IT and telecommunications as either a general manager or a sales manager, something like that. And towards the end of my career, I was fortunate enough to get into a position with a large organisation that did organisational development and learning, because old guys like me have been through a few of the hoops, or that was my last job. And so I did a lot of training and development and learnt a lot of new things about psychometrics, stuff like that. So it's fun. I'm a baby boomer. Only just, actually. 1945 only just makes me a baby boomer. But because of that, you know, I've got property, yeah, and I've got a bit of cash, but I wouldn't call me wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm probably, well, I certainly am well off by Southeast Asian standards, but, you know, I wouldn't call me wealthy. I would say I was comfortable. I'm okay. I have a friend who lives quite close by in Leatherhead, and I didn't know what to do with how to manage my funds, really. You know, you try and do it yourself and just fall flat on your face if you don't really know much about it. And she said to me, go and see this woman. So I went along and saw this woman, and it was Nicola, and I thought she was incredibly scrupulous, incredibly thorough. She struck me as being a very, very honest person, and she told me what the deal was up front, how much it was going to cost me, but she also told me that she would probably make me a better return than I would get trying to do it myself, and she was right. Her dog, Herman, who's a little miniature pinscher, was a puppy. And I held Herman in my hand like that and fell immediately in love with him. I don't know if you're going to film him later, but you should. And he's now 14, so I must have met her 14 years ago. In that period of time, of course, there's been the GFC, so everybody lost money then. And she pointed out quite rightly that things go up and down. And there are things in economics that mean that unforeseen circumstances, for example Brexit, for example Trump, affect world markets. So and they affect financial markets significantly. So those unforeseen things can come and go. Depends how long you live. If you can live long enough, you'll get through the wave. But yeah, I mean, she's certainly met my expectations and probably exceeded them actually, in terms of the return on investment she's enabled me to have. But and she's been very generous. You know, I mean, she's a friend really, rather than a financial advisor. I would recommend her to people who have a pot that they don't know what to do with. I suppose it'd have to be a relatively significant pot, but a pot nonetheless. She's very direct. She doesn't like, am I allowed to say bullshit? She won't take bullshit. And she researches a hell of a lot. So she knows what's going on, and she also gives you examples and she shows you patterns. So from that point of view, I mean, style-wise, I mean, she's very kind and nice, but that's besides the point. That's not a business issue. She's just kind and nice, and I like that. You know, I mean, so if she gets me a good return and she's nice, there's a double whammy, really, isn't it?